Welcome to Alpin Blick Ski Resort here in Myoko, formerly known as Myoko Kogen. Today, like every day this week, the snow is lots of it, and it's still coming down. Apparently another 30 or even 40 more centimetres of snow to fall in the next 24 hours. This resort is quite a small resort even by Myoko standards. There's 5 lifts, there's a handful of trails and a good amount of off-piste action if you want it. Luckily the main runs are pretty wide, but making it easy for a descent, especially when you're not using poles like I am today due to me losing one. Yes, the snow again is soft, light and fluffy, and getting good speeds and turns as I descend from the top of Alpin Blick. Again, there is quite a lot of learners here today, but that is something which we should be celebrating and not discouraging, especially as skiing needs to keep attracting young budding skiers and sometimes boarders to keep the sport alive. But as usual, boarders waiting in the middle of the run without realising there are other people coming, trying to avoid them being stationary because it's bored. Unfortunately, that's what you get with snowboard. Well, definitely feeling the burning today. Lots of nice power above the ski boots all over here. Even though there's quite a lot of people been down here already, the snow is definitely still very deep and already people are starting to fall over. Woo! Yeah, definitely you feel the burning when you don't have any poles and the snow is almost up to your knees. But a great last day to finish off my first of many Japanese adventures to come. So after skiing today, heading back to Nagoya, which is about 4 hours 15 by train and connections from Myoko Kogen. Far faster than if I was to take Shinkansen because I would have to go to Tokyo first, and a lot less expensive. Again, as found with Japanese resorts, it is quite quiet, making a nice experience overall. Alpin Blick is quite a shallow resort. It's not very steep, but as I said today, when there's so much snow, that doesn't really matter. Still giving plenty of opportunity to get those turns in and get some excellent last minute workout before heading back home for 3 nights. So, reflecting on my Japanese adventure, I think if there's anything I would have done differently, is I think that I might have maybe tried to have a few more resorts in my itinerary, and maybe had tried Hakuba even though it is full of Australians these days. That's not me saying it, that's what the locals say here. The conditions are great and I hope you enjoy the footage and this review was useful for you in deciding if you want to come on a Japanese adventures. I do overall think Japanese adventure for most people is a great idea, but you have to be mindful about certain rules. Make sure you bring plenty of cash, that taking shoes off when entering houses is absolutely essential. Sometimes people will be polite to even where most people would find it slightly annoying, and definitely learn some Japanese because it is quite atrocious the amount of people that here that haven't even practiced doing the pleases and thank yous, let alone the other essential sort of greetings that you should do when visiting Japan. After filming this segment, I found out that the trains were not running to Nagano, so I had to hurry to try and work out a plan. After careful consideration, I decided to take the earlier bus down to Myoko Kogen station and see what was happening. Whether I was going to have to pay a lot of money for a taxi or was I going to be lucky. I got to the station and to find people waiting on the platform for the first train to Nagano. When I was on the train, I spoke to a lovely family from Australia, and they were telling me about, again, the reasons why you should not ski or snowboard in the streets of Myoko or anywhere else in Japan. One, it's illegal, and two, you will get shouted at and may have some very, very unpleasant conversations with certain people if they catch you or doing that on the roads. So, number one, do not ski or snowboard on the roads in Japan. Please keep up to date for the next videos coming out in the coming days and weeks, and for our American and Canadian adventures in about 2 weeks' time. Thank you all very much for your continued support. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos to your friends and family. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.